Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing back my Recycle With Me series, and I will talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But first, I am using this box that my daughter received a doll for Christmas, and this was the box from the doll, and I just loved the hearts on this, so I tucked it away in my craft room, thinking it would be a perfect Recycle With Me project in the future. And I just found it as I was cleaning up, and I was like, this is perfect for Valentine's Day, so I'm bringing it to you. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this down and get these pieces ready. And while I do that, I should probably go ahead and update my graphic at the beginning there, because when I first started my channel, I did a Recycle With Me series. I think I did about 20 videos that first year, and then I did maybe 5 the next year, just because I had so many different ideas. And I was still using recycled materials in my cards, but they were not the focal point. So I love these kind of projects, and I love using recycled materials and figuring out how I can take them and use them amongst my other craft supplies, using them with my stamps and my inks and my embossing powders and just all of these different things. And so I would really like to bring this series back. We'll see how it goes, but here is the first video of 2022 with recycling. So let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see recycled? Maybe you have a piece in your craft room that you haven't been able to use yet. If I can get my hands on it and find it, I can add it to my Recycle With Me collection. I have a bin, so I have a few different projects that I would like to bring to you. Or let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite recycled material that you turned into a project? I'm just curious, and I would like to know, because I love doing these kind of cards and projects. So, yes. So now I'm just cutting all of these different pieces down. And it was so fun to create all of the different elements and cut out little itty bitty pieces and just have the panels for the cards. I'm going to be making 4 cards for you in today's video. I probably could have squeezed a few more cards out with different pieces, but this is what I went with, and I really like how it turned out. So here are the different pieces that I've cut down so far. And now I'm going to go ahead and get the card bases ready and make sure that all of these pieces are going to fit onto the card bases. So we end up doing 2 standard size cards and a mini slimline and a slimline card. So now I'm going to cut down the pieces for this. So this one will be the slimline card, the bigger slimline card, and it just needed a little bit of cutting. And this is very thick cardboard, so you can see I cut it with my paper cutter, but since it was so thick, it did not go all the way through, so I had to cut with the scissors. But by using the paper cutter, it gave me a straight line. So continued to get this cut down, and I'll have all the supplies that I use in today's video listed down below in the description box. You will see more supplies being used later on in the video. And also, I love this design, and I really wish I could create more of the design. But this was a recycled piece of material. So I was looking up stencils that I could try and recreate this. And there is a few stencils where you could try and recreate this look and get maybe similar results. So I'll have those stencils listed down below as well. Maybe I will pick them up at some point and try and recreate this next year on my channel. That is a possibility. So yeah, I love the colors in this too. It's not your typical Valentine's Day. I feel like you think of Valentine's Day and the typical colors are like red and pink and maybe purple, but I loved the blue and the green in here. And you could definitely use these hearts for an anniversary card or a baby card or love throughout the year. So definitely fun and definitely cool to play with. So you see that I was cutting out that circle, cut out the words from it. I was just playing around with where I could put some of these different elements, and I decorate the insides as well. And then I found that I had this other piece as well on the side of the box that was trying to hide from me, but it's okay, it got used. And so just cutting that down and cutting a few more hearts out. and playing around with the insides. So let me know in the comments below which one of these cards is your favorite. I really love the slimline and the mini slimline. They are definitely my favorites. The other ones are fun and good too, but those were my favorites. So then this is the piece for the mini slimline card. Getting that ready. And now I'm going to go ahead and assemble them, get them glued down. So I'm using the Nuvo Deluxe glue. This was my first time using it, and I definitely liked it. Barely Art glue and Nuvo glue are like probably the best liquid glue out there. I've always been so nervous when it comes to liquid glue, but this stuff works well and it doesn't ooze out all over the place, and I feel like I have more control with it. So that is awesome. So decorating the inside of that one, putting them off to the side, and I'm going to come back and decorate them in a little bit and finish them off. But just wanted to get all of the cardboard on the cards first. And I love what the cardboard does, how it brings that dimension in without adding anything. It's like you put the double-sided foam tape to give it that dimension without doing that. It's really cool. So I'm adding 2 hearts here in various colors over the blue hearts, and it gives you that dimension without adding any bulk or adding more. You don't need to add the double-sided tape to it. It just gives you that dimension right away. So here is the scalloped one that I cut out, and putting that down, and then adding the hearts in the center. And then I realized that I glued everything backwards on my card base. So I just turn the hearts around and keep going with it. And then I'm going to add a blue heart onto the inside of the card and put this off to the side. And then everything is adhered. So now I'm going to get creating the different elements. So I'm going to be using a Valentine's Day sentiment from my stamp set here. This is the Lawn Fawn Silly Valentine stamp set. If it is still available, I'll have it listed down below in the description box, but you could definitely use any sentiment you wanted for these cards. If it was a happy Valentine's, this could honestly even be like a happy birthday card. You could do any occasion for this. So I'm just stamping that onto some black paper, and I'm going to be stamping it 3 times here, and then I stamped it 1 more time off camera, and I'm using the Simon Says Stamp white embossing powder, and I stamped it down with the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink. So I'll have all of those supplies listed down below, and then I'm just going to heat set that and watch this powder melt. And I just love how the white embossing powder stands out on the black. I probably say that every time I do this technique, but I just love it so much. And yes, so I am trimming this down and getting this sentiment ready for the card. And I definitely love how the black is going to pop with these colors, brings these colors to life, and just adds so much to it. And the sentiment stands out so well amongst the colors and the white borders. And so using the Nuvo Deluxe glue again, and I'm going to add a few finishing touches to a few of the cards. Some of them I leave the way they are with the dimension and the simplicity, but then some I felt needed a little bit more. So I grabbed the sequence bin that still needs to be organized in my craft room and pulled out a few colors. I do have to go into my sequence storage as well to get out a few colors, but I brought in some pink, blue, and green sequins just to add a little bit more to this, and it just really brings in another element, and some of the sequins sparkle a little bit. So was a fun way of sprucing up this simple card, but not going too crazy. And the oval one, I feel like it needed something, so we will see what I do with that in a second. And the cardboard is very sleek, so it did take a few tries to get the sequence to adhere. So if you see me struggling with the sequence when I am gluing them down, that is why. So be patient when you are using this kind of recycled material. And I brought in my Barely Art glue for this just to make it a little bit easier to put on because it's a little bit more fine tipped, and I have really good luck with sequences and the Barely Art glue lately. And I'm using the Marvy Jewel Pick to help with getting these down. But as you can see, it was a little bit of a struggle because of the sleekness of this paper. And I really love the cardboard here and how shiny it is, because it brings in that element of shine without having to maybe add some embossing powder or clear coat over it, or it just gives you so much element without. So definitely be on the lookout for some recycled materials that you can use in your crafting projects if this is something that you would like to try. So getting these sequins down, and I just love how that shines. And then this one, I was like, what do I do with this? So I decided to bring in some pops of color from scrapbook.com. You are going to see that here in a second. I had to open my pops of color. So this is the glitter gold. So there you go. I just added some glitter gold around there to just finish it off. And here are all 4 cards. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. And that's going to finish up today's video. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you join me here. And I will see you in the next video. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye for now.